Now in many regions of Russia there is a big surge in the incidence of influenza. The epidemic did not spare the skaters either. Many have already announced that they had been ill before the Russian championship, or after. Now Sasha Trusova has also appeared. As they say, also due to illness. On Thursday, the skater was still skating and training and jumping a quadruple lutz in a combination with a double axel. And in the evening she did not come to the arena to support her young man Mark Kondratyuk. By the way, he will not perform either. After a short one, Mark withdrew due to a back injury. The pain is still severe, although Kondratyuk was recovering in the hospital. Trusova at the stages of the Grand Prix of Russia took only third and second places, not rolling back the programs too cleanly. But the status of almost the main star could not be taken away from her. Did a fan run out onto the ice for someone else? It is hardly possible to remember such a thing in the history of figure skating. But Sasha was presented with a bouquet right on the ice in Samara. The figure skater should still have a master class with Krasnoyarsk children on Sunday. Now, probably, it will be cancelled. You should not infect others, and you need to recover. In any case, the season turns out to be crumpled and not so important. International competitions for Russian athletes are unlikely to take place. It is necessary, of course, to be selected for the national team, but for Trusova this is clearly not the biggest priority. More important is health. Athletes are maximalists, they are ready to go to training with a temperature and compete with injuries. But sometimes you need to lower the requirements for yourself and give yourself a break and recover in order to continue to be able to win. Alexander Galiamov coughed in the mixed zone, but, laughing, assured that it was not swine flu. We hope so, the championship is already too cruel to the skaters. As for Trusova, it is already obvious that this season can hardly be considered successful for Alexandra. Figure skater Alexandra Trusova withdrew from the Russian championship in Krasnoyarsk at the insistence of the Russian national team Dr. Alexander Ozerov. On the morning of December 23, the athlete's temperature rose to 39.4, so it was decided to remove her from participation in the competition. Olympic champion Alexei Yagudin spoke about the performances of Russian woman Alexandra Trusova after her second place at the Beijing Olympics. Do I believe that Trusova can become an Olympic champion? I believe. Why not? But we understand that everything is in their hands, their feet. But what I see is how this person has changed. Let's take specifically Sasha, where is even close to what we groaned and gasped from. Where are the 5 quadruples? Well, not 5, well, 4, well, 3, well, 2. There isn't one now. Did her departure from Atari Tutburids affect her? Together. We saw her wonderful human, sincere emotions at the Olympic Games between the rental and the awards. Why should she hide them? This is her reaction. It's one thing when you come and think, to get into the top 6. And then again, you are the second or third. And you get upset, that's one thing, it's upset with happiness. And when you come to win. And you. It seems to me that Sasha lost only because of her stubbornness, storming the element that is clearly not needed to win. She had another trump card up her sleeve, which she periodically pulled out, the number of quadruples. But I don't understand what the desire to prove something to someone is connected with. Why? No, if for the sake of records, you can go to anything. But I will never believe that Sasha, although who knows? Knowing the non-standard thinking of Alexandra Trusova, what comes first for her? What do you choose, another record or still an Olympic medal? For me, a gold medal is a little more important than some kind of record or than being in an honorary book. Sasha lost the Olympics only with an attempt to perform a triple axel in the short program. And she often lost tournaments like that. The pain was clear and visible. Here only to support Sasha, this is a normal reaction. It all depends on whether she finds motivation. We heard this phrase, I don't want to, I hate figure skating. This is a blow, the strongest blow. Well, then, if she really wants in her head, Not in the plans that we write to the Figure Skating Federation or verbally. If she wants, she will return all the quads. But at the moment I see some kind of a little detachment, Yagudin said in an interview with Laura Chujlia. Olympic champion in diving and sports journalist Elena Vaitskovskaya suggested the reasons why 3 participants left the Russian figure skating championships in Krasnoyarsk on the first day: dance duets Vasilisa Kaganovskaya, Valery Angelopol, Irina Kavernina, Dario Karizano, and single skater Mark Kondratyuk. Along with the absolutely outstanding performance of Petr Gumenik in the men's short program, 104 points in the leader's place, one of the highlights of the first day was the removal of athletes, and the inability to perform as fit to be called mass. Due to a severe flu, the partners will not be able to continue the competition. Irina Kavernina, Dario Karizano, and Vasilisa Kaganovskaya, Valery Angelopol did not even begin to compete. In the men's tournament, minus Kondratyuk, a back injury still does not allow Mark to ride at full strength. In this regard, the question is, why did coaches, moreover, experienced ones who understand the scale of the disaster better than others, even declared their athletes to the national championship? I personally have one answer. Athletes, as a rule, are arranged in such a way that only absolute force majeure can force them to refuse to compete. When the scene looms at arm's length, illnesses and injuries are no longer perceived, especially if people are used to enduring pain. All this fades into the background. Is it possible to forcibly remove an athlete who is eager to fight? Maybe yes. But there is one subtle psychological moment. Sometimes it is very useful for the coach to step aside to let the ward fall and fully choke on the consequences of their own decisions. In the case of Kavernina Karizano, as well as with Kondratyuk, it seems to me that this is exactly what happened. Although I don't insist on my own rightness at all, Vaitskovskaya wrote in her Telegram channel. Honored coach of the USSR Tatyana Tarasova said that the Russian championship in Krasnoyarsk does not lose in entertainment because of the skaters who have withdrawn. For health reasons, people took off, the flu is walking. Is the championship of Russia losing in entertainment? Doesn't lose. I have very good emotions left from the first day, amazing, from the guys and from the couples, said Tarasova.